This conference will now be recorded.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. So, October 7th, special meeting. Need to add something to the agenda. I don't know if we need to have a vote for, but
Can we do that on a special meeting?
just an announcement.
Yeah, as long as it's not a decision, I think.
Yeah.
As long as it's not an agenda
I'll
item.
make a phone call really quick. See if he answers.
Yeah, generally, special meeting is just for whatever is on.
Yeah. Hello. Jim? Hey, it's John. Let me put you on speaker. I got Dave Crowfoot here, Kent Becker, myself, and Randy is on virtually. Is that? All right, hold on. Let me have you start again. Go ahead.
Hello?
Hello? Okay.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, Jim, I just wanted to give you the opportunity to say to the rest of the board what you had told me this morning.
Okay, I've got some health issues that I'm going to have to address, and I've had the pleasure of being on the Judicial District nominating committee, and they're going to be going over potential candidates for a positions. Judge, we limited, we review them, interview the people, and cut it down to about 3 people. Reduce it, then the governor will interview those 3 and make a selection. Unfortunately, they're coming up on another meeting such as this, and I'm not going to be able to travel. I've got a number of doctor's appointments. Thankfully, this is life-threatening, but I don't think I can continue to serve in this position.
Do we need any formal resignation letter or?
I'll pen one to you folks as well as to Justice Siegel on that.
Okay. Very good. I just didn't want to make the announcement for you. I just wanted to make sure that it came straight from you.
All right.
Thanks, Jim.
Anything else you need from me, I'll send one to, should I send it to you or to the
You send it to the
county clerk?
clerk's office would be the best.
Okay. We'll get that taken care of next day or so.
Okay. Well, thanks for your service.
It was a pleasure. It's a very interesting group to be with, and I found it very rewarding. I hope you find somebody that will take this position, because Marion needs to be represented on the need for good judges. I think right now is very important.
I would have to agree. All right.
Thank you for your understanding.
Thank you, Jim.
All right.
All right. Bye. Okay. Thank you. Sorry for that. Just want to make sure it came from him. All right. The agenda item. CRF County change memo.
Well, we have the change memo and then the October 7 report. Both of those need to be submitted today by 5 o'clock, but they do need official approval from the board, and so that's the reason for the meeting. The report, I did send it out to all of you earlier this afternoon. It has been reviewed by Janine. I have looked it over also, and I know Rusty has looked at it, and it all appears to be in order. So we just need official approval, and, or if there are questions about anything, then we can answer. I can answer that.
Just bring me up to speed a little bit. I know we've talked about all this, but a couple of those large items on the expense report. What is SJHL?
That's Swindle, Jansen, Hawk and Lloyd, that's a part of the administrative fee.
Okay.
That is actually $35,000.
Yeah.
And we paid this out on September 21st, and so this is just the reporting of that.
And then the Sunline LLC, is that
Where are you, I'm sorry.
right down in the middle of the report? CC Sunline LLC,
What, do you have a line number?
263.
Thank you.
I just got small.
That was for gloves. That was some PPE that was purchased by emergency management.
Okay. It's kind of hard to tell just by looking at, you know, and some of the advertising things.
Yeah, the arm on advertising, that is, they actually are doing something similar to what Western and Associates is doing, and that is PPE also,
Right.
so we purchased some things through them.
Okay. All I had.
Got anything else, Dave or Randy?
No, things like we've been talking about at the meetings.
Yeah.
So on this report, we have the expenses for Tabor College, and that was to set up the COVID testing lab and to retrofit the old hospital for quarantine space. So that's on here. We have some PPE for some fire districts. We have some reimbursements that have been paid out to the city of Florence, Hillsborough, and Marion, Gossel. So these you all approved on the 21st for payment out on the 22nd. With the exception of the payroll for Hillsborough, that was just approved by the accounting firm today, so we'll have that payment out on the next round, the next time we process invoices. So some of the things on this report, they've all been approved, but not all of them have been reimbursed by the county yet.
Right.
On this report, under the transfers K through 12, the Center School District has turned in some reported costs in the amount of $58,002, and those have been reviewed by the accounting firm and are ready for us to reimburse. And so we will be reimbursing those next week. And then on the grant programs, they're still reviewing applications, so that there's nothing to pay out there. And then the rest of the, the county expenses it's the second batch of reimbursements that will be paid back to our risk management fund. So we've paid a portion of this, $119,000 has already been reimbursed to the risk management, and then we have the next batch here, which is the difference of that 231 listed on the report. I think it was, let's see. Where's that? Direct county expenditures. So on the first tab, the summary page is 231. It's listed at 231, 251. We've paid out 119 of that to ourselves, and then we pay the expenses, but haven't reimbursed ourselves for the remaining balance that's listed here. I know that probably doesn't make a lot of sense.
I think it does to Dave. He's been monitoring it pretty hard. So, with motion, just to approve recommendation.
That would be to approve the report for submission and the memo.
I'll make a motion to approve the report and the memo for submission.
I'll second it.
Second by Dave. Any other discussion? All those in favor?
All right.
Aye.
Aye.
4-0.
Okay. All right.
That concludes our agenda items. This time I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Second by Kent. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. 4-0.
Okay. And that's it.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. We will get that submitted to the state today.
I need to sign any of it?
No.
Okay.
This conference will now be recorded.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, October 13th, 9 a.m. First thing on the agenda is need to request an executive session. So I move that we recess into executive session in order to discuss personal matters of non-elected personnel for county appraiser for 15 minutes with the board, Carl, and Tina, pursuant to KSA 75-4319B.
Second.
Second by Kent. All those in favor?
Aye.
Is this Carl? So he's an applicant or whatever for, okay. Good luck, Carl.
Okay, so we will be back on the virtual meeting at 9:16.
This conference will now be recorded.
Okay. Out of executive session, no action taken. This time, I'll make a motion to appoint Carl Miller as a Marion County appraiser, pending contract ending June 30th, 2021. Second. Second by Kent. Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 5-0. During the executive session, I brought Randy in. Make note.
I've noted it here, but
Okay.
that's good that you announced it. Thank
Yeah.
you. Okay.
Good. Thank you.
All right.
Congratulations,
All right,
Carl.
thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
You bet.
Thank you, John. I should be there as soon as we get there.
Okay, very good, Randy.
Thank you.
Yep, bye.
Take your time.
All right. First agenda item complete. We'll do a resolution later on. So at this time, we'll just go into public comments.
Not at this time, Your Honor.
Okay. Anybody, I know the chat box just come back up, so we're doing public comments. Is anybody out there that has a public comment? All right. So we'll go on to administrative business and the COVID update. I don't know if we want to do the administrative business first, the COVID update.
I can do the COVID update. Deidre is not available this morning, but she did send an email just a few minutes ago. As of 7:30 this morning, we are at 88 positive confirmed PCR cases, 43 probable cases, 19 active, 1 hospitalization. And we will have another update around 4 o'clock today. She says that as of October 8th, the Marion County Health Department started turning over all non-household contacts to KDHE for contact, outreach, and monitoring. And while the county offices were closed yesterday, the nurses conducted several flu clinics and continued to monitor for COVID cases. So that was her update.
I have a question for her, so if you just wanna take it down, I just wanted to follow up on the nursing homes. Whether the health department has seen any more flexibility, with the nursing homes as far as, family visits. Still heard from some people saying it's very difficult to get in. That was just from one nursing home, so I can't speak for all of them, so if she has any more information on that.
Okay.
Okay.
In your packet, you had a notice from KDHE about a water pollution control permit. You also have Kansas Development Finance Authority, and there is a beginning farmer application here. All these things, if you have any objection to, you can submit an objection, so.
Glad to see that beginning farmer program ongoing. We don't see a lot of them, but it's a good program.
Didn't know it existed. I was kind of impressed.
Okay. I have the minutes of October 5th.
All right. Minutes of October 5th. Has everybody had a chance to read and review the minutes? Any questions or concerns? If not, I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of October 5th.
I'll second them.
Second by Kent. Or no, Dave. Any other discussion?
Look right at me.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I'll recuse myself since I wasn't here.
Okay. So, 3 ayes. 1 recusal. Recusal or abstention?
It's an abstention.
Okay. I just want to clarify. Sometimes it gets read too deeply into the recusal part.
Sorry, I've got,
All right.
yeah, I just have a support phone call I've been waiting on
Okay.
for a couple of days.
Everybody had a chance to review the minutes of October 7th. Any questions or concerns with that? If not, I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of October 7th. So, second by Kent. Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
And I'll do the same recuse. I
Abstention.
wasn't at that one either. That's an abstention, sorry.
Okay.
Okay.
And special payroll ELC grant.
Yes, this is the one, this one-time salary adjustment for Deidre's staff that you had approved at our last meeting.
We had approved with 1 opposed.
Yes, I believe so. I think Randy was opposed.
Okay.
Can we fill in a little bit on it?
So it was basically the ELC grant that allowed for the one-time payroll salary adjustments. And we wanted to make sure that we weren't violating our own policies.
Oh, I do remember.
Remember
yes.
that?
Yes.
And so they finally come around, Brad has finally said that we are allowed to do the one-time
Okay.
for the health department. He hasn't alluded to any other departments, just this one in
Got it.
particular. So, it's already approved, so we just need to sign it, I believe.
Right.
Okay.
And I'm gonna give the details on it, so. That is the one-time ELC grant allowance. And I explained what had come up to this point, and Brad approving it, that we were okay and not violating any of our policies. So we're just making it official now. All right. Then we have early checks. Everybody had a chance to review the vouchers or warrants. Is there any concerns or questions? If not, I'm gonna make a motion to approve $3,680 of the early checks to Western Associates.
Second.
Second by Kent. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
It's
Abstention? One abstention? Then hearing no other concerns, I'll make a motion to approve the grand total payday of $54,852.84.
Second.
Second by Diane. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 4-0. And we have another grand total payday. Has everybody had a chance to review the warrants? This is all on reimbursement for Sparks funding.
Can you go to the page on that where it shows, I think there was something in there about some monies that was given to nursing homes? Did we put some money in there for nursing homes for early testing or something like that? Or did I read that someplace else? Do you remember?
We talked
That
about
was
it.
at the Thursday meeting.
We talked about it in the meeting.
Yeah.
And we had decided that if all the grants and all the funding hadn't been completely used up, we would try to reallocate those funds directly towards more nursing home driven. So if not all the grant money is spent, even though they're getting some of the grant money for the profit or not-for-profit businesses.
So we didn't make a special allocation at this point in time for nursing homes?
No, because it would require I'm trying to remember.
It's in the fruit basket.
Yeah, it would require the Spark team to resend, I believe, to the state. And this way it was just let the process go, but then there probably will be some money left behind, no different than our CDBG grant, to where you can focus that money towards those objectives.
But the nursing homes are getting money in the Sparks program.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
are.
I understand that, but they're not really designating it to aid the families for visiting. I mean, I'm sure they have other needs for that money, so I don't remember seeing anything to where they're designating a specific amount of money to, whether it be equipment or procedures or processes, so that the families can actually visit their loved ones there.
Yeah, and
That's where Ken, that I'm coming from.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of concerned that it's kind of pushed because time is passing.
Right.
And we're just, it seems like we're not doing anything for those folks.
I don't think the nursing homes know what they can do.
If you did see that notice from the governor, Kansas has been allocated, was it 550,000
For
testing
rapid
kit,
testing,
testing
rapid
kits
testing, I've seen that.
for health care facilities.
And what I remember hearing was they thought that there would be more of a direct link in the second round for nursing homes too, of the Sparks. What that means, they deal directly with the state, not with us. But it was a consensus in the room that if there's money's left behind, we'll try to make sure we focus it on.
But I think with the advent of the more rapid testing kits, you should be able to allow some more flexibility within some of those homes. If they're gonna test family members. Now, I don't know what their policy is gonna be on that. That's gonna be, I suppose that'll be an individual nursing home decision. But if they have adequate rapid testing, there ought to be some flexibility, I would think.
Yeah, I just wish there was something we could do. I read in school we're getting a tremendous amount of money, and I question some of that, but, I guess the reason I bring it up is because I did talk to another family that has, a member in the nursing home, and hasn't visited on them all this time, and the dementia has processed to the point now that when they come to the visit, they don't even know, the loved one in the family home don't even recognize them.
Well, I don't know, maybe I heard some of those administrators wrong, but it seemed to me at the time when we were talking to them, they did have some flexibility. Now, I know they've been short on test kits, which hopefully that's gonna be alleviated. If they're gonna, and like I said, I don't know if they're planning on testing a family member and saying, okay, you're okay today to go in.
Yeah.
It's a sad deal.
There was a lot more to it too. I mean, there was also the government agency that CMS or CMD or
CMS has a lot to do with it.
I mean,
Very rigid.
Yeah, they are.
There's still the fear of those fines coming from that level by not doing things right. And there was also not just the testing, the added extra that they have to do to accommodate. So staffing becomes an issue.
Was it, they needed 2 staff members or something to be there?
Right. So I mean, the costs just keep climbing.
And I don't understand why 2 staff members have to be there, to visit your father or your mother.
It all
I
goes
mean,
back to
that's
liability
bizarre.
issues. In the end, it's always liability issues.
In all the cases that I've
It's the
heard of
lawyers.
so far, is staff members is what brings it in to the nursing home, is what I hear, and the same way in the schools sometimes. It's the staff members that are bringing it in. I mean, it's just crazy. It's a sad deal.
Okay.
So I mean, as far as this goes, we still need to approve these. These were part of the base plan, right?
Yes, and we talked about the way the nursing homes are being allocated after the last Spark meeting. They are being taken care of through the grant program, and so they are going to be receiving funds. So the payroll was Deidre's grant salary adjustment. There are 2 separate sets of accounts payable. One is for October 13th.
We approved the first one.
October 13th one, and then the second one is
The Sparks
paying
reimbursement.
out the expenses from the Spark Fund that have gone through all the approval processes, including the accounting firm. So these are all expenses prior approved by this board.
So, it doesn't negate what you're trying to say. I totally agree with you, and I'm sure everybody agrees. But this here is something that's already been spent out, and they're asking for reimbursement. And it's legit, it's all been run through the Sparks. We've already seen it. So I'm gonna go ahead and make the motion to approve the Sparks reimbursement grand total payday at $327,068.40.
Second it.
Second by Dave. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay. I'm getting old, I can't hear you. So, 4-0.
Thank you.
The deaf certificate down here.
Here are the sheets for you all to sign on that. Oh, there's two there, one for each payday.
Two different ones.
There's two sticky notes there, I think, so you need one of each. In your packet, you did have the MPG grant that Randy Frank has submitted for approval and signature.
Has everybody had a chance to review? Anybody see anything wrong with it?
This is a grant that he applies for every year, so.
If not, make a motion to approve. I'm looking at
Into the, here you go.
it's further up in the back.
Yeah, it is. A little out of order there.
The EMPG, I'll make a motion to approve the EMPG grant for 2020.
I'll second it.
Got a second by Diane. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, 4-0.
Okay.
Signature page.
Yes, it's right where that sticky note is.
Rural Water District.
That hearing is at 10 o'clock, and you're not able to start that early or late. But I do have some salary sheets for you.
What was that resolution?
And then I can get that resolution ready, and we also have, I wanted to let you know that on our September 30th account payday, we had an overstatement of $61.33. That money, that amount was stated in payroll and also in accounts payable. So our overall grand total was misstated. It should be $1,977,085.01. So that is a correction. Just wanted to make you all aware of it. So we actually,
Motion to approve the correction.
I don't think so,
Okay.
but I just will note it in the minutes for you.
Pass it out now so everybody sees it.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is the corrected one.
Everybody? Okay. All right. So, with that, we have some salary sheets.
I think I might have given you one too many. I'm sorry, there's one I need to sign for.
All right. We have a salary change for Road and Bridge, gravel, for John Sparks. And it is a new equipment operator number 2. So the salary goes from 0 to $2,534 a month.
I got one more question.
Okay, we have a salary change for Sheriff's Department for Brandon Hurt. New new part-time duty sheriff. So it goes from $0 to $12 an hour.
Does that say deputy?
Doesn't. Oh yeah, part-time deputy sheriff.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you. You're doing it again,
I
Joe.
know.
Read the second line, huh?
Yeah, so, well, the other time I was inserting the wrong word. This one I just skipped over. So, all right, salary change for Blacktop, Jordan Trapp, from $27.23 a month to $27.77 a month. It's a 6-month raise. And a salary change for the attorney, Cheryl Christensen, from $26.11 a month to $26.31 a month for 5 years longevity.
Here's the 2 pages for some of the minutes.
Okay.
And then when you're through with that board, I'm glad to take that board.
Oh,
You don't have to do anything with it, I just wanted it available, so
Oh,
you have the
yeah.
totals, and if you needed to look through it.
it didn't seem like there was anything.
No. Thank you.
All right. Keep on passing.
Okay. That is all I have on administrative until we get that resolution ready for you to pass for the appraisers. On your desk, I did give you the K-Camp renewal questionnaire and schedule information. So just want to note that you have that on the table there.
Move on.
Okay, Bryce is in the hallway, so I think she's probably ready.
Price, with, transport fuel bids.
And then,
Morning.
take care of that resolution. Thank you.
Transport fuel bids come in from EPS and Co-op. MFA said no bid today, for whatever reason. The front page is from EPS. Their total figure is a little bit more, but on the second page, Co-op only quoted 1,000 gallons instead of 1,200. So since EPS was a little bit higher, their amount was would be lower based on the 1,200. So based on that, I'd like to recommend that approval.
Did you check with them and see if that was just a typo, or
What's that?
did you check with the,
No, it says on the bottom there, they only quoted 1,000 gallons because 1,200 would make their tanker overweight.
oh,
So I don't know what the deal is there, but,
that's not been an issue before, right?
well, that's actually when we had that error, well, 2 months ago. Same thing there, was they actually quoted, I think it was what, 3,000 instead of 3,500 or something like that. So I don't know what the deal is, that's just what they wrote on there, so. And MFA, like I said, they called or emailed in and said no bid today, so.
Need a motion to accept
Well, I mean, just to be fair to all the bidders, should we go down to 1,000 on the bid?
What we do is we determine how much fuel we need and we set it up based on a full tanker. And so that's what we'd say, and if they say otherwise, but I mean, I don't know to be fair, but it just, you know, either way, if we start doing that and say, well, I'm only gonna quote 800 every time we go back to rebid all the time, and
Well, they've also given you a per gallon price,
Right.
so you can refer to that, and it's
So-
still less.
Sure.
Yeah. It's less on all three per gallon. So. Do I have the recommendation for that?
yeah.
I will make a motion to take Bryce's recommendation and go with EPS for transport fuel bid at $11,888.
I'll second it.
Second by Dave. Any other discussion? All those in favor? Aye.
All right, got some good news last Friday. Our bridge, the off-system bridge on just south of 230th and Eagle was approved for the off-system bridge program. KDOT put $8 million into the program, but we were selected, so we're gonna turn around and start work on that. The total cost for the bridge is gonna be over $500,000, which that won't be anywhere near that. That was just a budgeted amount. We always overestimate that. This project will require a little bit of right of way and stuff like that, but shouldn't be a problem. But it's good news because this bridge has been submitted for several times, so we finally got approval. For the local bridge improvement program, Jess and I talked about it, unless there's any dissension, we'd like to put the bridge, it's a steel truss fracture critical bridge between 160th and 170th on Goldenrod. It's an area where we've had a lot of erosion and stuff in the past, and this bridge is really, the whole road in through there really needs help, but this is one way to get rid of the fracture critical bridge in that area. So, and we might be able to use one of the steel truss bridges put out by like Husker Steel and some of them too. So, but anyway, I would like to put that out there for bid there, so, or out for proposal. That's due at the end of the month. So, I sent you some information in the last week or two about the Unruh property up north. Don't know if there's been any discussion between any of you or whatever else. I've been talking with Brad. He was obviously not able to be here today. Pending any other discussion you may have, he kind of recommended maybe we need to have an executive session next week with all of us together to discuss this. Like I said, again, that's your decision on what you want to do. So,
At the very least, shouldn't we be gating that road so that people aren't going down there?
we still have to maintain access, especially to the west side.
Right, but I mean, if we gated it and allowed the landowners access to the gate.
With a padlock, is that what you want to do? I mean, it's you know, we got the same situation on 300 where it hasn't officially been closed, so.
Just
The big
wondering.
problem is that signage out there doesn't stand up in the wind.
Well, no, that's not the issue. Larry went out there last week and come to find out the barricades are being moved because the sandbags were still exactly where they were supposed to be. They're getting moved and they're not getting put back, is what the problem is.
So there's people going down there.
Oh, yeah. And that's, like I said, even with the gates, if they really want to go down there, they're gonna push over the gates, whatever else. But I mean, if you want me to put up gates, I can.
I
But
think
then
with the
you,
one set of culverts being removed.
what's that?
Already- One set of culverts is already removed, right?
Yes.
So I mean, it is a problem that.
Well, we've got, like I said, we've got the signs up that say road closed. So officially, the road's closed if you look at the regulatory authority of the road closed signs. But the issue is if you now say we're gonna put up gates up there, who do you give padlock keys to? I mean, theoretically, if you're going to do that, then who do you allow access to go in and out of there? So,
I'm just wondering what our insurer would dictate on a liability issue for a closed road.
well, it's a closed road. The insurance company should say that that road was closed, you knew that, you drove by those barricades, therefore it's on you. Now, that depends on who has the best attorney, maybe, to say, you know, so, I mean, I don't know if there is a good situation, so.
I think it's best if you speak with, if you do schedule that executive session, Brad, get some legal advice on that, because since the road hasn't been, I mean, it's closed for safety issues right now,
Right.
but you haven't gone through an official process for a permanent closure, so.
Has a surveyor been out there
Surveyor for,
on that Unruh deal to check about an easement?
no, we haven't got to that point, because based on, the communication we had with them, they weren't, really acceptable to that, so. Again, it's a very, very difficult situation for everybody involved, so. I mean, I don't think that would really take that much to get them out there, it's just a matter of calling them, so. But anyway, again, it's a very difficult situation, I just got the information to look at, and so.
You sent that information, it was just estimates, right? There was no,
Correct.
the owner hasn't agreed to be any.
They have contacted their own legal person, and so they were kind to hear what the commission wanted to do, and I said, well, we had, like I said, I just talked with Brad about it, that's what maybe he, or basically maybe to meet with them also, I don't know. I
Okay.
mean, it's, I like Tina said, maybe Brad could give more insight into that, so.
Anyway.
Okay, I got some updates this week. The striping paint was delivered yesterday. Beads will be tomorrow, they're saying, or today. Striping should start tomorrow on everything that we chip sealed this year, be done by the end of the week. So that'll be nice. We've been trying to get them back in here. We're starting on the Falcon rebuild from 56 South for hopefully the 2 miles if the weather holds out. They're also working on 370th at the county line between us and Dickinson County, between Quail Creek and Remington. We do kind of have some bad news. It sounds like we did lose the motor in the distributor. It just so happened that we were to the point where we last week, so we're just gonna park it in the stall. We did get it unloaded and cleaned up and everything else, but we're gonna try to rebuild it this fall, hopefully ourselves. We'll give us some time, but don't know if a cracked head or whatever else, but had fluid in the oil, so not good. And mowing is continuing. Guys, we got Ronnie out there full time. The guys are picking up their mowers also and doing their sections, so we're getting on that. Permits for the floodplain work as well as the stuff on Nighthawk. We do not need any official permits on Nighthawk based on floodplain calculations. We have done county permits, state permits, and U.S. Corps of Engineer permits on the two NRCS projects. And I believe we had an early check to get those sent in, so those will get sent in today or this week. The Florence Bridge, kind of made I think we'd let you guys know that the bridge over the Cottonwood River just east of Florence, east of the levee, has not been inspected according to the National Bridge Institute specifications for basically since it's been turned back over to the city. So FEMA the city wanted FEMA to come in and clean up or get some money to clean up the drift down below. Well, that can't be done until the bridge is officially inspected. So the city went back in and officially inspected it and put it so we can put it on the NBI. Well, then it also comes down to the fact is that the city, based on state statute, has said that they cannot maintain that bridge, therefore it falls to the county. Now, Brad's aware of this and everything else. He has contacted the Attorney General's office and is waiting back on a response. So there's really nothing to update you as far as the finality of that. But if they do basically require us to do that, then we would maintain that bridge and or determine what to do with it. So until we hear back from Brad for sure, we won't know for sure.
That would go on to our bridge listing then?
Yes, yep. And it's I can tell you from experience that that's kind of a bridge that nobody's wanted. That was originally Highway 50 back in the up to the 50s, 60s, whatever it was. When they bypassed Florence, that bridge was turned over to the city, and it basically became a bridge that was nobody wanted.
Bridges nowhere.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, but it has been notoriously high in drift for some reason. You know, sand and drift and all kinds of stuff in there. They cleaned it up several times, but so anyway, like I said, hopefully we'll hear back something from Brad this week and have a little more for next week. We had an accident with one of our county employees last Friday. Everything is okay. It was just property damage to our Hustler mower. It was investigated. Except fortunately, both people that were involved seem to be okay. Just a little shaken up. Obviously, no major injuries other than to the person's car, and the mower actually fared very well. Very fortunate the operator was wearing a seatbelt, probably saved his life. If he'd got thrown where he was, who knows what would have happened. So, but everything is okay. Just want to let everybody know.
Do we normally take a Hustler mower out to mow like that?
Well, it's a
Challenging area.
This was at the 260th and Kansas intersection, and that whole area there. It's when you go out there and try to maintain it, you either do it with a weed eater or do it with this mower or whatever else. It's not a great situation, you know. And it just so happened that with the lower amounts of traffic, you know, you may have maybe 2 or 3 during the time you're out there, but it just so happened that this was one of them that was out there. So I'd like to go in and say that we could do something permanently to keep the grass and stuff like that out of the guardrail, but I don't know what it would be. The problem is trying to work right next to the reservoir with all the permits and chemicals and stuff like
So
that.
you can't spray it out?
Yes, yeah. So.
I got 4 minutes. I've got to hit something at 10 o'clock.
Oh, okay, gotcha. All right, quickly, Chase County Haul Road, the Chase County Commission basically pulled all requirements for the trucks hauling over there, so we're gonna allow them to run Middle Creek either way to go. Told them not to worry about the bridge laws or whatever else. They basically just pulled everything. So, I think we let you know Purple Wave will be here Friday. You still want to put the historical or the
Bus. Yeah.
or bus on there, okay? Got some pictures for you. They're not real good pictures, but last week we talked about the drop off on Indigo. I went out there and looked at it. It doesn't really show as a break in the road, but if you look at the striping, that white edge line goes out right there. And if you follow that white edge line, you can line it up exactly with where they're driving off the road. So it's just a matter, I think, if we really wanted to try to do something, to go in there and maybe move that white edge line back in. It's, there's a very, very slight change there, and if people are following the white edge line or the yellow edge line, and yes, this white spot right here.
So was there rock put in there at one time?
Well, I'm guessing it was. It's been a problem in the past, and so why people drive off the road in that area, like I said, it's just a very, very minor change in the road. Fact is, it doesn't even show up on the Google Earth and stuff like that, unless you're out there.
So do we need to build that up with rock again?
We've taken care of it already.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I think we should. I mean, the white line looks like it varies from the yellow line, so it looks like it needs to be adjusted.
Yeah, and like I said, for a couple hundred feet or whatever else, I think we can make that work. So, okay, I believe that is it, unless you have anything else.
So I just want to tell you, thank you very much, and make sure you tell your workers, whoever maintained those 2 roads out there at Clover at 280th and Alfalfa 290th South, they have never, ever been maintained so well.
Good.
Never.
Good.
Finally, we can bring semis down there with ease.
Okay.
Appreciate it very much.
Anything else?
Chisholm looks nice.
Yeah, that looks really nice, and I think Falcon Oak will look nice too. So.
Looks like you're geared up to do that.
That's gonna-
Well-
That one's needed to be done for a while.
Yeah, it's just like everything else, we've been trying to finish up everything else, and it sort of helps, so. Alrighty?
Right on.
All right.
Thanks, Bryce.
Thanks.
So you would need to open the public hearing for the rural water district number 1 expansion.
This time, 10 o'clock, open the public hearing for rural water district number 1 expansion. This time, hear any petition protests. I have not heard of anybody saying anything negatively about this, so.
Did you hear anything from Brad whether I should vote on that or not?
I'm sorry, I did ask him, I have not heard back. I didn't get a response. I forgot to follow up.
Yeah, I just, since I'm on water rights in the district, I wasn't sure whether I should vote or not.
It's far enough away from you, isn't it?
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm just telling you that I own water rights in the district. And
Right.
I didn't want there to be any conflict of interest, even though, yeah, it's like 9 miles.
It's on the other side.
Anyway, it specifically benefits you. Not
Doesn't affect me in any way.
Right, so I don't see why there's any reason why you would have to abstain. It doesn't give you a financial gain or anything,
Nope.
it's so.
I think just disclosing that you own the water rights is probably in there.
Yeah. So what resolution number is this? This is 2020-27. Hearing no issues, we'll go ahead and make a motion to approve resolution number 2020-27 relating to attachment of land by rural water district number 1. Second by Diane. Any other discussion? All those in favor? Aye.
I apologize for not having an answer.
That's okay. I think we're clear enough on it.
I think you went above and beyond.
You've mentioned.
I just
several
closed.
times.
I just closed.
Right. And once this is done, we'll close that part.
Alright. Officially 4-0. Alright. With that action being completed, I'll go ahead and close the public hearing for rural water district number 1 expansion. I think at this time, we need to take a 10-minute recess.
Okay.
Okay.
While you do that, I will get that other resolution ready for you.
Very good.
Okay, so we're recessing for 10 minutes and be back at 10:13.
This conference is no longer being recorded. This conference will now be recorded.
All right. Out of recess. This time, we're going to move into an executive session for personal performance. So I move that we recess into executive session in order to discuss item number 1, personal matters of non-elected personnel, for personal performance, for start with 15 minutes with the board. Tina and Nick, pursuant to KSA 75-4319B. Second by Ken. Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, we will resume open session at 10:30.
This conference will now be recorded.
Okay. Out of executive session, no action taken. This time, I'm going to make a motion to approve resolution number 2020-28. Resolution appointing a Marion County Appraiser meeting criteria set forth by KSA Chapter 19, Article 4, and amendments thereto. Items discussed earlier in the day. Just need to make it official.
I'll second.
Second by Diane. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. 5-0.
Okay, 10 minutes? Yeah, I'll make it short.
At this time, I move that we recess into executive session in order to discuss item number 1, personal matters of non-elected personnel, employee performance, for 10 minutes with the board, pursuant to KSA 75-4319. Second by Ken. All those in favor?
Aye.
5-0.
Okay, we will be back at 10:43. Big cameras on.
Sorry. I'll put you right down to the wire.
It's all right, I'm getting faster. That'll record.
I always wait for my cue.
Yeah, it doesn't want to do it. Now.
This conference will now be recorded.
Okay, out of executive session, no action taken. This time, I'll ask the board, is there anything else? If not, we're going to public comments. I know. It always really bites to come out of executive session into public comments because it takes a little while for that to come up, and then if they're not in already, then they don't hear that it's time for public comments. Let's see, I'm not logged on, so I'm not seeing.
There's nothing.
Nobody's jumped in that hasn't
Brochure
heard
of
the
the
announcement.
convention.
Public comments.
No.
Is that what it is? Yeah. Or nobody in the hall?
No.
Okay. All right, I will close the public comments, and I will move on to commission comments.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Ken. I would like the commission to consider having some kind of policy on large purchase items of, I don't know, arbitrary figure, $10,000 or more, as long as we can get 2 bids or more from Marion County that we would purchase in county.
Purchase and repairs of this purchase.
Well, I would say purchase at this point.
Spending funds of any kind, I guess, would be a purchase.
Yeah, any capital expenditure, on a capital expenditure of $10,000 or more, that if we can get at least 2 bids, minimum of 2 bids from Marion County, we would stay in county on those purchases.
Regardless of the bid?
No, within reason of the 5% or something like that.
Well, yeah, I don't know what that percentage would be. Yeah, maybe a 5% or something like that. I just think those, I feel like those items they benefit us, even if we pay a little bit more, it benefits the county to do that.
Well, it's circular in your taxes.
Did you say something, $10,000 or less, or is that what you said?
10,000 or more.
More.
10,000 or more.
And I'm just throwing out a figure. Maybe it could be 15. I don't want,
So it-
whatever the commission feels. I just, I'd like to have a little bit better handle on that. I know there's, at least one department has that authority, when they're buying vehicles, to go ahead and make those purchases, and we've purchased several, since I've been on the commission, outside of the county.
What did we purchase? I don't recall.
Well, vehicles in the sheriff's department.
Are you talking about the Dodges?
Mhm.
But see, actually, and I did call that dealership, and even though the warranty goes out, that purchase, they explained to me that purchase, all those funds still come there, and those employees get paid, and the dealership makes the money, and those dollars are still circulated within county. So if we stop buying those, then of course those employees don't make their sales, commissions,
We buy them at
and
Flushing
so on and
County.
so forth, That's why, because I asked them, do you sell them right there? And they told me yes. And then he
But they
said,
don't warrant them there.
well, yeah, but a warranty is a gamble, You never know if you're gonna need it or how often or when or what.
Well,
You
you look at any new vehicle you purchase nowadays, they get multiple recalls.
You see, I don't know, I don't buy new.
Well, I don't either, so I don't worry about it.
I'll vouch for you.
The
You do.
people I've talked to that buy new vehicles say, we get multiple recalls on this.
I agree with what you're saying in theory. I just, as far as that particular dealership is concerned, I really hate to, cut off one of their hands, because I do see that their employees make money and those employees live here. So I don't know where we're really harming the county by doing, I don't know, I'm gonna do a little bit more research on that.
Well, the overall concept is still valid. I mean, I get that from a bigger conglomerate trickle down, but I also get that the smaller Marion County only may need our help a little bit more than too. So it's a balance we need to just make sure we're paying attention to. And those local sales tax do, as long as it's local.
And maybe it would even, would still allow for someone out of the county to bid. But if we have a bid within 5% in county, give us the flexibility to accept that bid.
And I think we have.
And we have on some occasions done that with office supplies and things like that.
And so then, in your proposal, and I'm not against it, I'm just asking another question. Where do we apply the quality? Because I'm gonna give you my personal opinion. If I have a choice to buy a Dodge truck with a Cummins engine in it versus a Chevy, I would never touch that Chevy. That Dodge is gonna dust that Chevy. I'm sorry, but I know, we pull stock trailers all the time.
You wanna
Them
race?
Chevys
I'm not
are
educated
horrible.
enough to say which one's better.
I'm giving you my personal experience.
That's why there's
From the
5
team.
of us on the board, because I'll wear that bow tie any day.
Which bow tie? Oh, Chevy?
Chevy.
Yeah, Kelly likes Chevy too, so- but that's okay.
Yeah, I don't think the commission wants to be in a position to say, no, we like Dodge better.
Yeah, no. No, I've got all 3. I've got Dodge, Ford, and Chevys.
And you don't have a preference of either one? You're very, very good.
Actually, they're all
You
pretty
could
good.
plead the
It
fifth.
depends on how you
They're
take
actually
care of
all
it.
pretty good. They're all American made. So anyway,
I just brought it up for thought.
I-
I'm not making a motion, but
Okay.
I think it's something we need to think about.
Just something.
I think I sort of disagree. I think that's been something that we've always looked at. If it's within a reasonable amount, we look at our local hometown dealerships. Even in cars, dealerships and stuff. But I'm trying to think of something else that may, so much of the time we don't have nothing only on vehicles when we do have somebody in our county. But on paper, we only usually have one person bid within county and the rest of it's from out of county on local businesses, on paper deals. So, we don't have 2 bids there. And we don't have a minimum of 2 bids from our county. We just have one.
I don't have.
But we've
I don't
always,
have
we've always
competition.
awarded that county in county as long as it was within reason.
Within reason, yes, yeah. So I don't think.
So I mean, we kind of
yeah.
set precedent on some of that, but we really don't have a policy.
Right.
Good old boy system.
Well,
No.
good old boy system doesn't cut it anymore.
No.
Maybe.
I heard that.
The
That's what everybody says from the outside, but you still, you look at it, you still got to value
Everything
our
comes
people
in.
in our county,
Yeah.
pay taxes and stuff like that too.
yeah, the money coming back around is worth more than the 5%. I mean, the other thing though, I mean, kind of reminded me of something, but yeah, I'm not really opposed to the lease purchase idea, but I think we ought to have a limit of dollar. You know, if it's above $30,000, we look at the lease purchase. If it's below that, we need to just pay for it. I'm
I
not
think a lot of that's dictated by the health of our general fund.
right, but I mean, it's just I'm just thinking out loud, and how, I don't know what that dollar amount needs to be. I just trying to put it together for me and maybe have a consensus among the board and not necessarily a policy. Just certain items, if we could, we should just pay for, because there are some items that haven't
Yes.
turned a bit, and we're lease purchasing them.
Yeah. I look at it as just in my own finances, I can't afford a brand new vehicle to pay cash or anything like that for. So I have to go out and lease purchase a vehicle, or not lease, but borrow and pay for 4 or 5 years or whatever. And I think that's sort of the way I've looked at our county as in motor graders and larger equipment. And then sometimes if you have a department that has a budget that's pretty flowing, and if they purchase a $30,000 deal, does it make it easier for that department to put that on their budget for the next 2 years or 3 years? So I agree with you. Maybe a certain amount where that is, I don't know, Jonah. I don't know exactly where that is, but there's not too many budgets that can handle $30,000 or more out of their budget that year. I mean, that if we've allowed that much over, why, we haven't done our job.
Right, and you're right. I mean, I guess I was thinking of one thing in particular, but if you go to a different department, it's a whole different setup,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, very true on that.
So just across the board number is not going to be
Yeah.
correct.
But I think we should at least consider smaller purchases to be paid.
Yeah.
Because that's a twofold thing, because if you budget for it, and if the money is there, then you at least purchase it. All you're doing then is giving that department even more money in that purchasing
Correct.
power.
Yeah, if
I
it's
mean, so
budgeted.
it goes all different directions when you have the money and you don't spend it, and then you, I don't know.
But
Like
it also stifles that department the
Yeah,
next year, because they've
that's
got
right.
to account for that payment.
Yes, even though it's a minimal payment, it's a payment.
But we gotta do some lease purchasing. I mean, I just don't know that.
It just makes a lot of sense in the rate, if we get into a higher rate environment, it
Yeah,
changes the
that
whole
changes-
scenario.
that changes the whole thing.
When you're in a lower rate scenario environment as we have, you have to also look at the loss of funds. What could that be used for? You know, all of a sudden, you're in, you know, some department, road and bridge or something, and your budget's used up on a certain item, and all of a sudden this vendor calls you and said, we got this on special for this month. Well, we'd like to buy that, but our budget won't allow it.
Right. No, I just brought it up for thought, honestly. Just, can't shut the brain off sometimes. Anybody else got anything? Randy?
Yeah, I would like to thank Bryce for jumping on this landowner across, you see this driveway in this picture here. That was his mailbox that was wiped out by one of them. Then the lattice one that I see, the marks are clear down here where clear at the end of the top of the hill, it goes down into a valley right here where the signs are down there. But I see if that mark's over there, that very well, the person thinks they've got that much road to
We just follow the
to
line,
do.
yeah.
But I did get a text from the landowner here thanking the county for taking care of it, getting it taken care of. And I'd like to thank Bryce for making sure it was fixed last week. And the motor grader operator called me, said he was gonna be out there the next day when he was assigned to do it. So I said, well, just make sure we got a wide enough area there, because it's a pretty good drop, that's 7 or 8 inches that we had, so. Thanks again for our employees stepping up, and then I hope that they've taken a look. I've driven from here south, but I haven't driven very slow from here north to Hillsborough, see if we've got any more of these kind of areas on this road that need to be looked at, so.
Yeah, and then, the evaluation, Bryce is going to check on that curve on the white line. He's going to
Repaint it.
To repaint it.
maybe repaint it,
Back
back
it
it
out.
out, so it doesn't
Back it out a little
lead you
bit.
out
Yeah.
on that.
Yeah.
Without the picture, I've never seen that curve, you know?
You've driven it a million
Oh,
times,
yeah.
same way with me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, that makes complete sense. Subconsciously, you follow that line and
Yeah.
put you that close.
Mhm.
Well, some people drive on the right, some hug the center. you know.
Yeah. Maybe he doctored the picture up. Better go check on it. No, thank you.
Photoshopped it.
Any other? Okay. All right. Well, there are no other reasons to look at another executive.
I'd like to ask you to address pay for the interim, was that what was interim, and what we're heading back, and what we're doing?
Appraiser assistant.
Appraiser assistant.
Assistant appraiser.
Okay.
Um,
You guys have addressed it fine, that's no problem, just wanted.
we have taken no action, and so if we don't take any action, it'll just stay the way we've had it.
Okay.
So that's a call.
You want those sessions?
No, I just thought I'd ask, see where we was at.
Okay. All right, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Before you do that, I guess is Dave and I gonna be the only two on the meeting tomorrow? Okay.
I registered Jonah, but he didn't know how much of it he would be able to
Okay.
do.
Yeah, I was gonna chime in here and there. It sounds like tomorrow, it looks like it might be opening up for me, so I'm gonna be on there more than I originally thought I could be.
And did you all receive in direct information on how to get on?
I got something last
They
week.
should have sent it directly to your email?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it for me.
I'd also second the motion. And Randy seconds my motion to adjourn.
Okay.
I had one.
Oh,
I had gotten an email this morning, and I think each one of you did, about, there's 6 major USDA grants to reach Kansas communities that it was sent out by Senator Marion in regards to health and educational opportunities, these grants. And I notice here that Central Kansas, they've got the funds broken out by different areas of the state. It says Central Kansas is awarded $781,127. And I'm just wondering if there is a department
that is usually.
that would, okay, you got on there, that we could utilize to apply for some of that grant money? I don't know if that would be the health department or. We might want to get that information to the health department, maybe EMS and emergency management. If we could get some money, maybe that's something that could be utilized for our retirement homes. It's out there.
We need to look into it. It looks like it's specific, but it does say healthcare and educational opportunities.
Yeah.
Can someone just forward me that email?
Sure. I just got it from Jerry Moran, so. Anything else?
So there's 2 articles in here. I'd like to take this book home with me and read it if the commission has no problem. I'll bring the book back, but I would like to read the 2 articles.
I think you could probably just keep it. I just
We've all had a
recycle that.
chance to, we've all had a chance to see it. Nobody's had the same request you have, so.
Okay, thank you.
All right, we have a motion to adjourn in a second by Randy. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye.